hot in this boy.
What happened Sunday, and how do you guys bounce back?
Yeah, man, it's we just gotta went back on film. It was just something. Every play, something wasn't right. I would say if it wasn't a D-line, it was a linebacker might have not have got in their hole, or just every play it might have been a different group. But we looked on the film and we flipped that page. So we're going in game 2 against the Giants. That's where I mind at.
Ron Rivera talked earlier about the urgency to this game and not wanting to go 0-2 and then have a trip to Buffalo. How do players handle that pressure from the coach on a short week, knowing it's a division game, a team they haven't beaten in 2 years?
Well, we the coach put the pressure on us, but we also know what we want to. We know that we these few 3 days we trying to get through them because we trying to get there, we trying to go. And just erase, what happened in week 1. So, I wouldn't even call it pressure, but I'll just say coach is holding us accountable. And I think everybody know what they have to do themselves, and it's just a fact of going and doing it.
Daniel Jones hasn't really had a lot of turnovers against this team specifically. Like, how can you guys create some more opportunities to put him in bad situations?
Oh yeah, we've been talking about that for the past few days. Obviously, he struggled holding the ball in the past, and that's a big emphasis. So going in on Thursday, that's definitely something that's on our radar of doing.
Ron talked about the defensive line. Maybe sometimes there'd be push up the middle, and then the outside guys would make inside moves. Is fixing those subtleties? Is that communication? Is that I guess just making different moves, or kind of how do you fix that?
Yeah, I would just say it's really it's a little bit of both. A little bit of everything. Communication, might be some technique in there with your feet and things like that. It's really just going back on film and watching yourself. And really just, watching it with Payne or watching it with John and going back and watching ourselves and just talking about it. That's the best way it can get fixed.
And I guess, what are you looking for? How do you get on that same page?
Yeah, so when I go back and watching film, I'm watching my technique and how my technique can get better. And then we can talk about his technique, and then after we talk about technique, we can talk about the timing. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
I realize a quarterback change doesn't really affect you guys on defense, but just generally for the team. What was it like seeing Fitz go down, and how do you kind of move on from that and continue your momentum?
Yeah, it was tough. It didn't even look like he got hurt for real during the play, but he said it just came down wrong and he knew something was up. Heineke, Big Tay coming in. We know what he can do. I think he can start on any other team in the league. At that position right now, I don't think anybody's really too worried. I think Taylor can come in and do it and sling it.
How has he kind of earned that respect and that confidence from you guys?
I mean, you can see it last year when he went in. I just remember him coming in. We signed him as a quarterback free agent. And I was like, dang, who is that little guy? You know what I'm saying? And then, that one game, he come in and get the sling in, and then you like, oh, yeah, he can go. He's just Taylor, he's just a winner. And, he's just going to go hard. And that's the only thing you really ask.
And continuing on that, were there some plays that he made in that? Because you really kind of gravitated to him right away. What were some of the plays that you saw or some moments you saw that said, oh, okay, he does got it?
It was really his composure in the pocket. You just see him, he never gets really rattled, even when he's running around, juking guys out the way and still getting the ball downfield. He never really got too rattled. And even when he did make those plays, it looked like he was used to making those plays. So that's when I knew. And then, they started saying in college, I think one game he had like over 500 yards. And I was like, okay, yeah, he a baller. Ain't nothing new to him, so.
So this team feels really good with him going forward.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is there something? Have you seen a difference in him since the end of the season that he's carried into this season that makes him even maybe more effective?
Oh, definitely. I feel like Taylor was always focused, but you can just tell this year. Him and Fitz was fighting for the number one spot, you just tell his intent, and just in practice how focused he was. Just how he moved around the whole facility. You just tell it was just something different about him.
As a young guy, there's not a lot of teams you've seen multiple times, but the Giants are. So as you're going into this game, what do you kind of recall about the matchups for you in the line last year, and what are you kind of looking forward to in this matchup?
Yeah, they got the same left tackle, Andrew. They rotate kind of that right tackle. I know Soldier, he's starting out, and they rotate with 74. So, we've been watching film. Obviously, I can't say too much, but we drawing some stuff up. Me and Ted, we've been watching film together, so we can go out there. We can give it a real good shot.
This might surprise you. I've never rushed a passer in the NFL before, so I have a question for you about it. How do you balance staying in your rush lanes versus getting out of it when it's time to go make a play? Like, is staying in your lane always in your head, or is it more of an emphasis on certain plays than others?
It really depends on the play call, but obviously if it's, 3rd and 10 and, we just rushing, then, I wouldn't say it's too hard. I would just say that we just have to be aware of where your interior guy is, if he's higher, or, if he went inside, or if I want to go inside, I can communicate with him. But it really just depends on that play, I would say. Depending on, but if it's just 4 down and we all going, then I wouldn't say it's too hard staying at rushing.
And pass rushing is your primary skill, but how do you feel like your run defense was on Sunday, and just where you are in that aspect?
Yeah, I feel like as a team, as a defense, I feel like the way we played Sunday, we got to get better. Obviously, early we was getting gassed a few times, and we just got to get that under wraps. So.
Chase, Ron mentioned one of the things that the Chargers did to neutralize you was they had chips, so they used max protection, and he said that that's just something you have to get used to because they were doing it towards last year. Just what can you do as a rusher when you're seeing the max protection, when you're getting chipped? What can you do to beat that realistically? I
feel like you just got to stay active, and you just got to keep going hard. If you stay active, you just keep staying active, our linemen still got to block you. So, chip the chipper. And still trying to get in the play and stay active.
One of the things that I noticed you guys did well last year was make adjustments in the second half, defensively specifically. In this particular game, I believe you moved over to the left side in the second quarter, and Montez Sweat also had success there. I think your first sack came when you went high and Jonathan Allen. Just what did you guys like working against on the left-hand side? What were some of the things that were going on the right side as well, too?
Yeah, it was just a switch, that we do. Tiz, he was like, all right, let me get him. So so it's not a big switch, but if Tez, if he want to switch over, I'm all good. We both play both sides, and that's why I had said earlier in camp every day we always switch sides. So when we do switch, we're comfortable playing on each side. Yeah, just me and Tez. Mm-hmm.
You guys struggled to get off the field on 3rd down on Sunday. From watching the film, what do you think was the reason for that, and how frustrating is that to kind of have those situations that it doesn't work out?
Man, it was sometimes I would say we just might have been a mistake, and the Chargers, they made some real good plays. A few times I think even on Juice, Juice played some good defense. Mike Williams just made a real good catch. It's gonna happen. So, we just got to put all that behind us, man. And this Thursday, I'm sure that our third down going to be way better.
Just to follow up on more just how big this game is coming up on Thursday, give me that mentality that you have knowing it's the game. Nobody else, there's no other games going on, so it's just you, all eyes on you, and it's that divisional game.
Yeah, it's a real one. It's a real one. For sure, playing for the division. And we want to win a division, so we know this is a real big one that we need to seal up. So that's where my head is at. I know that's where the D head is at, and the O. So as long as everybody taking care of their bodies and doing what they got to do, I think we should be all right.
Can we get a Taylor Heineke?